You're watching Console Conversations.
Hello everybody, it's me, Walter the Germany Ball, and yes, we're out of the dark ages of Console Conversations Season 3. No longer am I just blabbering on about ranking consoles that nobody cares about anymore. Finally, we have reached actual content. Oh. So I'm back with Hyden for the first time since episode 1, actually, the first episode in the whole season. And he's not going away from the season, for a while. There will be one, actually, I have plans for that episode that involve him, but in a different kind of way, so stay tuned for that. But for now, he is in this season all the way through, and that's very nice. So we're actually going to be making a lot more interesting stuff, not just ranking consoles. So today, we have another games discussion. Last time we did favorite games, and now we're doing sort of an opposite. I mean, we could do our least favorite games, but we decided on most disappointing games ever. So we each picked 5 games that disappointed us, and we're gonna go over them. So I will go first, and these are in no particular order. Last time it was our top 10 ranked favorite to. Well, not least favorite, but it was in order. Now it's just not an order. We're just going through games that disappointed us. And some of these aren't games, they are DLC or updates, so keep that in mind as well. And so I'm going to go first with my first one, which is Horizon Zero Dawn, the Frozen Wilds DLC. So as I said in the favorite games discussion video, I love Horizon Zero Dawn. It is a great game. I mean, you fight giant mechanical robot dinosaurs, with a bow and arrow. How do you get any better than that? I 100%ed it, and it is my second favorite PS4 game ever. So once I 100%ed it, I was excited because I was like, okay, I spent almost a year 100%ing this game, and now I can finally play the DLC. It looks really cool, right? It's frozen. It looks really cool. That's one of my favorite motifs is the winter one. But oh boy, did I not understand. Now, if you're just playing through it to beat it, I guess it's okay. It's fine. Sort of. Kind of. But what I really liked about the base game was, they put in these machines in the open world, which worked well because they were like wild animals. They acted like wild animals, and it made exploring the open world interesting because you were constantly fighting them. But when you were in the main story, you were mostly fighting human enemies, and that was really fun because they were weaker, but they were like you, and it was much more interesting for main story missions. In this, you're just fighting a bunch of machines. There's not I don't think there's a single human enemy, or there might be one in the whole DLC. And that's just lame. And the machines are way too overpowered too. That's one of my main problems with the DLC. It's just not fun because you can't really use the arrows, because it doesn't do much damage. But if you try using melee, you're likely gonna die. So it's very boring because you're just whittling away. It's like the boring version of Monster Hunter, because you're just whittling away at these machines with way too much HP. But in the main story, you were in these enclosed spaces fighting off these enemies. and exploring and going into stealth and doing all kinds of stuff rather than just hitting a giant scrap of metal. So it was really not very fun at first, but I was, I gave it the benefit of the doubt. I was like, okay, there's more stuff to do to 100% it. I'll just do that. But it's not very great. Like, the bandit camp is fantastic, and some of the it's not a bad DLC necessarily. It's just heavily disappointing because it's mediocre. I mean, like, I liked the story itself, and I liked some of the battles, and I really liked the exploration and the snow and all that and how it looked. But, like, the hunting grounds, do not try 100%ing this DLC, no matter how much you love the game, because the hunting grounds are nearly impossible to get gold medals on, and you need those gold medals. So, yeah, it was overall really bad because you were doing nothing but whittling away at machines and doing terrible side content. And the puzzles in Horizon Zero Dawn, the base game, well, they were really interesting because they incorporated platforming most of the time. And there weren't that many of them, which makes sense because the game's focus is on the combat and exploration, so the puzzles would have bogged down the experience if not for platforming puzzles, which is what they always were. But in this one, they were really, really, really confusing. You were operating these huge mazes with nothing in them, unlike the base game where there was always stuff there. So yeah, it was overall really disappointing. So Hyden, you can go with your first disappointing game.
I guess my first disappointing game, or I guess the first one I'm going to talk about, is Ark Survival. Because, like, I was watching videos about it before I got it, of how, like, it looked so cool, it looked like such a fun survival game. But when I actually got it, it was like, one, it was hard, and two, it was kind of, like, boring, and, like, it was kind of hard to run on the console, so it had like some glitches and stuff.
Were you on the
and,
Switch?
Like, no, I was on the PS4.
Oh wow, can't even run well on the PS4.
Well, I mean, like, it's a pretty big game, and then it's also like online as well.
Yeah.
And then like every like 10 minutes, I got Ian killed by a dinosaur, and then it was like really hard, and like you don't really know what to do after you like build your first like base, and it's like, what are you supposed to do? Like, get food? Like, if you try and get food, you're probably going to die from a random dinosaur, and then if you try and get your stuff back, you're probably going to end up dying.
Yeah, that's how I feel about a lot of online games. You just constantly die, and it's not very fun. So, yeah, and my next disappointing game is also, again, it's the second, I promise, there are, not all of my list is DLC, guys, I promise. But this is my last piece of DLC that disappointed me, and you guys already know. I'm sure you guys already know. It's the Isle of Armor. It's terrible. It's trash.
Yeah.
And I liked Sword and Shield. I love Sword and Shield. It's my favorite Pokemon game, other than either Moon or Omega Ruby. I mean, it's up there as one of my favorites. So the fact that the DLC was so unbelievably bad, and for only one thing, was just disappointing. It had so much potential, too. Like, a lot of people were like, oh yeah, Sword and Shield, terrible game, terrible game. Bad story, I don't like it, it's too easy, wow. I didn't care about any of that, because I just found it to be a fun little game with really cool Pokemon designs, and that's all I need. I give it like a 7 out of 10 or a 3.5, which isn't that great of a score, but that doesn't mean I did. Overall, that's what it was, but it was really, really fun. It was as fun as a 10 out of 10 game for me. But the DLC, while it was fun at the beginning, it was so fun at the beginning because you could search around and get new Pokemon and search around and get the Diglets, which is something I've wanted in Pokemon for so long as collectibles. That's something that could make the games way better. And they added it. But no, because once I explored every nook and cranny within 2 or so hours, I was done. And I had the main story. So I went into the main story and I was like, wow. Even then, when I was trying to be as positive as I could with the DLC, I was like, this is boring. This is terrible. It starts off with a huge difficulty spike because you have to switch out your Pokemon just so you don't accidentally kill a Slowpoke who's level 11. But then you have to fight level 60 Pokemon. And then they do, like, the characters are bad, which is sad because I like the characters in the base game. And there's nothing to do. You chase a Slowpoke, then you gather mushrooms where they tell you exactly where they are, then you do one super easy battle. And then you have to grind Cubfu to level 70. You have to grind him 60 levels just to keep going. And that's my breaking point. There were so many flaws before, but locking the whole rest of the DLC behind tedious grinding, like there's some grinding, every once in a while in Pokemon, but never 60 levels because you can't use any of your other Pokemon. That's just ridiculous. So yeah, Hyden, you can go next with your next disappointing game.
So my next disappointing game is, I guess, Battlefront. I mean, I didn't dislike it. Like, it was a fun game, but it kind of got boring, and the modes, like how I remember it, weren't all that fun.
Yeah, I've
they
heard
were
from a lot of people that there isn't much content either.
But I mean, it was cool that you were able to block lightsaber blast coming from behind you in that game.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that would be too OP, so I guess that makes sense why they got rid of it.
Yeah. Okay, and so my next disappointing game is, again, it's the last one of these that's not a game, but it's also not DLC. It's a free update to a game that is one of my favorites of all time, and that is the Breath of the Wild Labo VR update. So I bought Labo VR, and I really enjoyed it, other than do not play that one with the book. Do not play that minigame with the book in Labo VR game, because there is a jump scare in there, and when I played the blaster minigame after that, I was constantly taking myself out of the headset because I felt like, because it was a dark level, and I thought that stupid bear was gonna pop out and scared me. And it's like, why would you put that in a game for children where you build things out of cardboard on your Nintendo Switch? It makes no sense, and it's very, very, very bad. Like, I don't like that. But I was having fun with it, and then I go, okay, I cannot play Breath of the Wild in VR like this. I need to get something with a head strap. So I find this third-party bootleg thing. I nearly broke it because they didn't really tell you how to set it up very well. And it was another VR headset, but it just had a strap. It had a head strap. Why
didn't you just cut 2 holes in your own VR headset and then put like
Because
strap.
because if you did that, then it wouldn't be able to fit in the blaster, I think. I don't know why I didn't do that. That's actually a good idea. I have no idea. I don't know if you can do that, but I probably should have checked. But so I bought this for like $15, which is outrageous, but still, whatever, who cares? It came in the mail, and I start playing Breath of the Wild in VR. And at first I'm like, okay, this is really cool. But then the motion sickness kicks in, and it's bad. And then the blurriness kicks in, and it's bad. And then the fact that I can barely get the camera to work, bad. So much about it was just bad, and I was really sad because the Mario, wow, that rhymed. The Mario Odyssey minigames in VR were awesome. They were amazing. They were really fun. And Captain Toad in VR, I'm sure is fun. I haven't tried it yet. And I'm sure for fans of the game, Smash in VR is fun. But no. Breath of the Wild in VR is not good. It's just not. It's not good. It's way too blurry, and that's my main problem with it. So Hyden, you can go next with your next disappointing game.
So my next disappointing game is Mario Party 9. Probably because I liked Mario Party 8 before it so well. And like Mario Party 9 wasn't like I didn't hate it. It was kind of fun, but it was just like boring because you would do the same thing over and over again, and you would barely go into mini games. And what?
Amiibo Festival.
Yeah. I mean, like the like board game thing in Smash 4 was better than like had more like mini games than Mario
Oh my
Party 9
god.
did.
That's
Like it's
just
not even
sad.
mini games. It's just
Yeah.
like it's just like the chances you have to get into battle. Like
Yeah.
if it was long enough, you'd probably be able to have more mini games than you did in Mario Party.
Smash is like an entire full giant game, and the little tiny party game inside of it is better than a full $60 Mario Party. That's just sad. Yeah. Yeah, so my next is the first actual game on here. I might get crucified for this. Ukulele. It's bad. I don't like it. It's not really terrible, but it's just, like, I don't like it. Especially after playing A Hat in Time. So,
Yeah.
I am a huge fan of Banjo-Kazooie. I've said that so many times. I've been a fan for so long. Like, I love Banjo-Kazooie. Almost as much as I love Spyro, which is wow. So I thought, this game will be amazing, and I saw, some positive reviews of it at the time. At the time, I didn't watch certain YouTubers that I watch now who did negative reviews on it. I only watched some YouTubers who did positive reviews on it, like Kid Icarus and The Completionist. And so I believed, okay, this game is going to be great. It's going to be just like Banjo-Kazooie. And I sold my Xbox 360 like a complete moron. So I was desperate to play Banjo-Kazooie again. And I buy the game for $40. And what do I get? It's bad. It's not good. It's so disappointing. And it's because it's large, empty levels, unclear level design, unmemorable level design, unclear collectibles with tons of garbage minigames. What made the first Banjo so fun is, one, it tested your platforming skills, but most of the jiggies, you had to do certain different creative things like solving puzzles or shrinking down or finding a way through a little gap. And that was all really cool, but in ukulele, you just do a cheap minecart mini game, or you just hit a thing, and I couldn't find out what to do for half of the pages, and there were way too many pages, I think. One of the strengths of Banjo-Kazooie was that, it was a contained, small, super memorable level with something in every corner that made you memorize it, and every jiggy was clear and fun to get, that's all. And they didn't have that in ukulele, and that was so disappointing. I don't like the game at all. I got to like the snow level, and that was the breaking point because of how frustrating it was. So yeah, Hyden, you can go next with your, I guess it'd be your fourth disappointing game.
My next disappointing game is Spelunker. I'm pretty sure it's called Spelunker World. I don't really know.
Yeah, I think it is, because Spelunker's the original.
Yeah. I think. But anyway, I played it. It was, I didn't really like it. It was also boring, and, like, I didn't really know what was going on. So I just played it for a little bit and then didn't play it anymore. I guess that's for most games, Swiss. But yeah, basically it. I thought it'd be cooler because it's like, I don't know, the free game.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of funny how many good free games are actually on the PS Store.
Yeah, like Fall Guys. There's PS Plus games. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff on it for free. Yeah. So I guess I'll go next with my final one. This is definitely gonna get me crucified by some people. Hyrule Warriors. I have to say, I have to give credit. The graphics are cool, and it's really neat. The amount of fan service they have for Zelda, blah, 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 blah. As a Zelda fan, I appreciate it. But as a Zelda fan, what I don't appreciate is you taking a formula that works so well, which is solving puzzles, exploring hidden areas, and fighting with your sword, being a true hero. That's so awesome. No, how about you do the same move over and over and over again, and will also melt your Nintendo Switch. So I have to tell a story here, because I bought this game for $60, like $60. I thought it was going to be awesome, because I just wanted more Zelda on the Switch. And I come back from the store, and I put it in the Switch, and I start playing it, and I hear this super loud noise that I've never heard before, and it's my Nintendo Switch going like it's a PS4 or a jet engine or something. Like, okay, it's Hyrule Warriors. It doesn't look that nice. Like, why are you screaming at me, Nintendo Switch? So one, it nearly destroyed my Switch because of how loud it was, but then I start playing it more and more, and I'm like, this is the same thing over and over again. You press the same combo so much, and it's so repetitive. And I should have just turned the volume off, because when I'm playing as certain characters, they're going, ha, ha, ha. Like, it's just the same notes over and over again. It is so annoying and repetitive. Do not spend $60 on this unless you're like a huge Dynasty Warriors fan, I guess. And even then, I wouldn't even suggest getting the Switch version. Get like the Wii U version, and then if you like it, get the DLC for extra money. So yeah, it is bad. So Hyden, you can go next with your final most disappointing game.
My final most disappointing is Wonderworld Amusement Park. Because, like, it was like the last game. Like, there was this guy with my grandparents, like, town where they lived, and he like had like a game shop where he like sold games and stuff. Well, this was like I was able to get it for free because it's like his last his closing and stuff. So I thought, it'd be cool because I also got the Galaxy games from there and stuff. I mean, like, I wasn't really expecting much,
Yeah.
But then I played it and I was like, what is this game? I don't understand how, like,
Bad.
yeah, like, it was confusing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that game I've heard is complete shovelware. Like, it's just not very good. But yeah, so those are 5 each of our most disappointing games ever. Well, I'd like to know what other games do you guys have been disappointed by? Comment below. And if you like the video, thank you. Like the video if you want. And if you want to see more of these, subscribe. Again, it's for very small community here at Walter the German Eagle, but I think a very nice one, and I hope you can join that community. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Be safe, everybody, and goodbye.